Good morning, everyone. Today's actually a great day. I'm really excited about today for two reasons. First reason is I had a customer drop off his RSX, which is this RSX behind me. You can see there. He dropped it off. It was originally came for a couple of jobs. So he's getting a clutch job done, which is the Clutch Masters. I believe it's a stage 4 looking at the disc. He didn't really tell me what it is, but I was looking at the disc. It's a 6-puck clutch. I think it's a stage 4, so it's the FX400. And he was going to get a full exhaust system. Now, I'm going to show you why we're not doing the full exhaust. But it ended up not working. It's not going to bolt together. So I told him what he needs to do in order to make it work. So we're going to be working on this. But the second reason I'm excited, I finally got Kenny. Kenny finally showed up. Kenny's back in the garage. I haven't seen him in like a month and a half, almost 2 months. We've just been catching up right now off camera with what's going on. I'm happy to have Kenny back in the garage. So Kenny's came by. He's going to help me tackle this clutch job. You guys have seen me do clutch jobs multiple times. This is not going to be a full walkthrough on how to do a clutch in RSX. I'll leave a link either down below or like a card somewhere over here on our video on a full walkthrough on how to do an RSX clutch. I'm just going to, you guys are just following along with me. I'll pick the camera up here and there, but we're just going to try to bang this clutch job out. And anything we run into, I'll show you. But I want to explain to you why the exhaust kit is not going to work. So what he brought me was a K-tune header. It should be a K20. He bought it used, so we're kind of unsure if it's going to fit. But looking at it, I told him the only thing that it wouldn't fit is if it's a K24 header. But we believe it's a K20 header, so it should fit. It came with its test pipe right here, so you put your donut gasket, and then you have your 3-bolt flange right here. Thank you, Kenny. So that's how that would work. The exhaust he bought is a Skunk 2 3-inch Mega Power RR. This is literally the same setup on my car. I have a K-tuned K24 header, and I have the Skunk 2 Mega Power RR, which is their 3-inch exhaust on my car. The reason why, as soon as he dropped this off, I told him it wasn't going to work is because the Skunk 2 3-inch exhaust is a 2-bolt flange. They have this in their description as it is not a bolt-in exhaust. So you have the 2-bolt flange that's supposed to go to your cat or your test pipe. Your test pipe's a 3-bolt flange. This is not going to work. Now what happens, what Skunk 2 does is they'll give you an extra flange, which is an extra 2 bolts. So what you do is you would chop this 3 bolts off, and then you weld the 2 bolts so they could mate to each other. Unfortunately, my customer believes he didn't keep it. He thinks he threw it out because usually they stuff that flange somewhere in the box. So if he doesn't have it, he needs to get another one from Skunk 2. And I told him I could put the header on for him, but because I originally planned on doing a full exhaust, I was just going to cut bolts out because they're always rusted out from the cat. So I recommend it'd be better off if you get the flange, and I'll make it work so you could bring it to a muffler shop to get it welded, or until Kenny gets his welder, because Kenny's going to be doing welding. Okay.
I'll talk to you about that.
We still haven't gotten this damn downpipe made for a Supra.
The whole exhaust.
Or the whole exhaust. But you have an exhaust. You just need that downpipe to connect it, right?
No, the exhaust needs to get welded too.
This is crazy to me. All right, look. So I want to touch about this.
This is the oval piping, remember?
Oh, you got custom piping, right?
Yeah, I did all the cuts and everything for it.
We've been asking shops to help us out, and they keep saying, "Yeah, we will," and give us a week. Well,
it's gonna be a year now.
This one
June,
week.
June, it'll be a year. Turned
into a year already. Everybody saying, "Give me 1 week." This is getting retarded. Excuse my language. I don't even know if I can say that anymore. You know, YouTube got real strict with stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
No cursing.
So I mean, it's just stupid in my opinion. So Kenny's just gonna use this quarantine time to learn how to weld, which is great.
I technically learned a little bit when I was in college, one course that I took.
Okay.
But it's just a matter of practicing.
Oh, so he's going to use the time to practice. We'll get a welder and practice. So that's going to be great because now we don't have to rely on anybody. If Kenny learns how to weld, yo.
Yeah.
You know how much stuff we could do on top of that? Like we could take
do a roll cage.
Yeah. Well, we could just take in look, we could have did this for the guy.
Yeah.
If he had the flange, so we're really going to step our game up anyway. So that's what's happening with this. The guy's either going to get a new exhaust or find a flange. So we're not doing that right now. So I'm going to get started on this clutch job. You ready, Kenny?
Ready.
When's the last time you worked on a car?
Well, I worked on mine last weekend.
Oh, you were. Oh, yeah, you worked on yours.
Sunday,
All right, so
yeah.
we're just gonna get back right back into this. So here's an update on what's going on right now. Like I said, I keep you updated if anything goes on. I've done multiple clutches on RSXs before. Well, this one's not going according to plan. First of all, I can't get the passenger side axle out. The passenger side axle is seized into the hub. I just called the customer. I told him he's probably going to need an axle because at this point we're going to have to remove the whole axle and knuckle assembly as one unit. Bring it to Kenny's garage. Probably press that out at the end of the job. So let me show you what's going on. So the axle is stuck right here. We've already kind of boogered up the nut from putting it on there and trying to hammer it, heat it up, and it's not moving from here. We've sprayed penetrating oil in there. So what we're going to end up doing, this is why we have the whole rotor and brake assembly taken off. We're going to take it off from the top right here. We're going to take it off from, we'll split the ball joint, and we're going to take the pop the axle, we'll loosen the bolts off of the block, pull the axle and hub all out as one unit, and we're going to just take this whole section to his garage later on today. Guys, so we have the subframe out. You saw that. You saw us drop the trans. That worked out perfect. All right, now we got the clutch exposed, and you can see it clear as day. Clutch is shot. I mean, this is I'm pretty sure I talked about it in my clutch video of the RSX, but you can see the little materials of the clutch all on the pressure plate. So I'm gonna show you that. Here on the pressure plate, you can see all the clutch material. If I take it off, it's all this like fuzzy stuff. That's pretty much a telltale sign that the clutch is just shot. So these are kind of like when we did Carter's. These are 10 millimeter sockets. So take this off. You can take it off however you want. We're not saving the flywheel or anything. So yeah, I don't even know why I'm explaining this. This is simple. Just take the clutch off. Let's see what it looks like. Here's our clutch. Just like I expected, the clutch is completely shot. You can see it's all down to the ribs. The springs. Springs are a little. Well, they're not that bad. This one's a little loose, but it's just got clutch material all over. It doesn't look like it's ever been replaced, so I don't think, I mean, based on how the bolts came out, they don't seem like they were touched. And flywheel's actually all right. It's got a little hot spot right here, but it's not that bad. This is just all, you know, clutch material. Now for my customer, I did see he has a couple broken engine mounts, so like this is something you want to check. This is the front mount. This one's broken right there. This is the the driver's side motor mount, which is the trans mount. It's ripped. No, that's the bolt. But you can see where the rip is. It's ripped right there. I wouldn't be surprised if, well, this guy's not broken, the passenger mount, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's got some play. In the rear mount, I haven't looked at the rear mount yet. So just a couple things I need to clarify with him, and I'll show you guys the, oh, gotta hop over the trans. The whole hub and axle assembly that when we're done doing the clutch, we're gonna have to bring this to Kenny's garage. So that guy's just stuck in there. We split it from the half shaft just to give us a little more room, but I don't know, man. I'm not feeling too confident with that. We're gonna have to see what happens. So as we're getting ready to put this flywheel on, this is a Clutch Masters flywheel. I've never used their flywheels. My proven combo has always been a competition clutch flywheel with a Clutch Masters clutch. Don't ask me why. I've tried it once and I fell in love with that combination. So with this Clutch Masters flywheel, they actually supply new pressure plate bolts that are slightly shorter than the OEM ones. So me and Kenny right now, we're trying to figure out why they would be shorter. We think we figured it out, but Kenny just was checking it out a little more, and we're comparing it to my old flywheel, which is a competition clutch flywheel. And well, here, since you got them right there, lift them up. Is the Clutch Masters one a little lighter, or are they about the same?
About the same.
All right, so that's probably like an 11-pound flywheel, the Clutch Masters one. But check this out. Kenny's gonna explain this.
All right, so
all right,
what I was looking at was, if you see in the back, they look pretty similar, right? You see how it has the lip, it dips, and then it comes down?
Right.
But if you look, you see how the bolts are right in the dip area?
Uh-huh.
This one comes back up. You see how it dips and then it comes back up?
Right.
So maybe that's why these are shorter.
Oh, because it's coming closer now again?
Yeah, it's coming closer.
So what we did real quick though too was we took the thickness of the pressure plate right here, which was like about 3.5 mil, and we threaded the bolt in to where the gap, flip that around, Kenny, to where the gap would be 3.5 mil. So make believe like the pressure plate is in between. And when we look at the back of it, it came out flush, right?
Sticks out a little bit.
It sticks out a tiny bit, not enough. If we look like that, not enough to really make me worry. But when we did the same with this one, we left the 3.5 mil right there. It sticks out a lot more on here. So I think, and this is, I mean, now that I think about it, this is how I run it on my car anyway. Because I have the same pressure plate. I have a competition clutch with, it would probably be this clutch, because this is a puck clutch. I think this is the same clutch I'm running, the FX 400. So
don't you have a 4-puck?
No, it's a 6.
You have a 6?
6-puck, yeah. Yeah, so I think either way, well, no, see, I'm talking wrong. I'm talking like if we're using this flywheel, but we're using the Clutch Masters one.
Yeah.
I think we're going to use their bolts. They supplied them for a reason, and this was sealed in the package. So we just opened it up, and the bolts were just, you know, like threaded in like that. So I think we're going to use their bolts. Make sure we put blue Loctite on it. They gave us, well, they gave us a spec right here for flywheel bolts and pressure plate bolts. So we're gonna check the thread on the ones we have, which I always go by OEM, which is like 20. OEM is 19. So I haven't edited that video yet, but like when we did Carter's, it's 19, and I torqued them to 22.
22. Okay.
I give it a little more, and I'm looking at the stuff right here.
It says like 20.
It's 20, 20, 15, 20, 20. So it's the same as OEM. Flywheel bolts I did 90. I see 55, 65, 87, 96, 80. So we're using OEM flywheel bolts. We're going to go by 90,
OEM, yeah.
but we'll verify the bolt lengths like they have over here.
Okay.
So we're going to check that out. So just like in Carter's video, when we pulled his pilot bushing out, I'm using the same tool. We got that nice and tight in there. So now we can just get this guy out. Right, tighten this guy up. There we go. There we go. I love this tool, yo. I really do. Alright, now we can put the new one in and put the flywheel on. Clutch is on. We're working on the trans now. We're about to put we'll take the old throwout bearing off, and as soon as Kenny went to pull it off, I saw his arms flex. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. That's not right. That's actually a good thing to show you guys why you should properly grease your all right, I'm going to say the transmission shaft. Look how seized, not seized, but how stuck it is from all the clutch material. So obviously we went to put it back so you can see it, but Kenny can't even put it back. All right, there you go. Now I got it. So is it still sliding? Okay. Well,
No.
The ear is hitting over here. Yeah, there you go. That's how it's got to go.
Now it's okay because I cleaned this off.
Right, but I even heard it the way you went to pull it. It got stuck.
Yeah.
Look, it doesn't even slide on right. So that's definitely, if you got a clutch pedal that feels like it's sticking or something like that, most likely it's just all this gunk is just built up around the throwout bearing and it's just dry. And even like right there on the pivot ball, the clutch fork, this is just material everywhere. So we're gonna brake clean this. We're not gonna sand it. We're gonna brake clean it and wipe it all down, make sure it's good. And then we're gonna properly grease it. And I talked about it in Carter's video, but I didn't show it. But this is the Honda urea grease that I always use. It's, you know, it's high pressure grease, high temp grease. So this is what I've always used on all the clutch jobs and almost anything that needs high temp grease. That's what I use. So we're gonna clean this off. Remember how that came off? We're gonna put the new one on. You're gonna see the difference. With some cleaning on the bell housing and stuff like that. But there you go. Kenny's already showing you. That's the way it's supposed to slide. Way better. Always. That Honda urea grease. That's the best grease. So now, this is the reversal. I'm not even gonna bother. Yeah, we're just gonna put this in real quick because I think I figured out what we might do with the axle.
Was this one broken?
We could check. Usually the rears don't break. It's not broken. No, these are good. The back one's good, but I mean, he's got 2 out of the 4. I would recommend upgrading the mounts. So here's my thinking. I'm doing this for the customer, pretty much. He's already budgeted so much he was going to spend with me. And you always hate getting that phone call saying you're going to have to spend more. So me and Kenny split the axle in the half shaft, so that way when we brought it to his house to put it on the press, we didn't have a full axle half shaft hanging because we might not have enough space. But now I'm staring at it and I'm just telling him, well, the axle's okay. Like, the axle's good. It's just seized. I have brought thread files with me. I have thread files. What if we can just clean the threads of the file? I have a spare axle nut. Not even bother pulling the axle or trying to split the axle. Why don't we just put the whole thing back in the unit just the way we took it out? So we're going to try to clean the threads. We're going to try a new nut. If that works, I'm leaving it like that for him until he's ready to get another set of axles. Or if it does start to make noise, then we'll you know, I already know that's got to get pressed out no matter what. But I think we're going to try that first and see what happens. So we're here at Kenny's garage. We got the hub and axle set up on his vise right now. In case you guys haven't seen, or if you're new to this channel, Kenny's got a garage. Here's his Instagram right there. I said Kenny's got a garage. Kenny's got a Supra. I mean, you got a garage too, but yeah, in case you're new, this is Kenny's Supra. This was the Supra he won. Check the playlist. I have videos on this, and there's more videos coming about this Supra. So anyway, this is how we have everything. Right now, we're hoping we can just press that axle out. Like, I'm crossing my fingers we can get this out because I already got a new axle for him. My idea didn't work, so we have to press this out. I wish I had the camera going, but we just freaking, it just moved, as you can see. It got a lot lower, so I'm gonna stay over here. Kenny, go ahead. I'm gonna hold this.
I think it will come up. I don't know.
Just keep going with it. I don't want to wrestle with this.
I think that. Oh, no,
Yeah, go ahead. It's a little off, but as long as it's gonna keep going. Oh my goodness! Look, we have to press this axle out.
Thankfully, it pressed out.
Yeah.
Some other people.
You're hitting the back of the hub now.
Didn't get so lucky.
Yeah, it still won't come out. What if I... No, we have to put that thing back over here to lift it up straight. Alright, but I'm going to put the camera down. That's how seized this goddamn axle is in here. Just let me know how it's going. Watch your hand, because it's not sitting 100 flat. It's going down okay?
It looks like it.
Alright. Hang on. I was lifting everything up. This press is like, how many times? I've come here, what, twice or 3 times already to use it?
Yep.
It's like 3-0 every time I've needed this thing.
I've used it too.
And every time he uses it.
For the solid bushings.
I'm so glad we got this freaking pressed out. Now we're going back to my house, put the new axle in, because I'm not even, well, obviously this one's shot. We're going to call this clutch job done. Fresh, brand new axle, slid right on. Now what we're going to do, I'm going to get a wire brush, clean this up really good, brake clean, wire brush it, put a little bit of anti-seize on the threads right here so this never happens again. This was a pain. This clutch job's really kicked my butt today, but I'm glad we're almost at the finish line.
2 runs. Clutch is done. Just have to adjust the pedal for the engagement. It engages way too soon, and then should be good to go.
So after that test drive, we're good. Me and Kenny were, I thought you were completely black. I looked at you, but you had your head turned. I'm like, wait, the camera's not adjusting. Car's good. This clutch job was definitely the hardest clutch job that we had to go through, just because what we had to deal with that axle. Thinking about it in the future, so if anybody encounters this, as soon as you feel, if you just use a rubber mallet, the axle doesn't come out, just stop. Don't even try to bother to mess with it, because you don't know if you, well, unless you have access to a press, just pull it out as one unit as we did and leave it like that. So when you install it back as one unit, and you don't have to worry about it until you get another axle or you're ready to tackle the axle job. Then you guys can do it that way. Sometimes they don't always press out. We got really lucky that way. But that's it. So I'm gonna let the customer know there was a couple other follow-ups I saw with the car. Wow, I'm talking like I'm still in the dealership. Yeah, you got a couple other follow-ups for this. There's some other stuff still wrong with the car. I'm gonna let him know. Nothing major. He can always come back and get that done. And hopefully he's happy with it. This 6-puck clutch definitely feels like it when you're first moving, but as soon as you're rolling, you're going through the gears, it works fine. Please give this video a big thumbs up. Those thumbs up help my channel out a lot. If you liked it, if you learned something new, if you saw a tool, leave the comments, whatever you guys want to know. I'm getting more and more work in. I'm kind of getting a little backed up now between some of the work I'm doing for Carter and the fuel rail spacers. I didn't think they were going to sell the way they are, so I got a couple orders I have to do, and customers dropping off cars. So just give me a sec. Bear with me if you're one of those people inquiring about fuel rail spacers or anything else like that. I didn't expect to be this busy, so it's kind of cool. It's a good thing. I need to keep myself busy. Kenny, everybody hasn't seen you in a while. Is there anything new with you?
No. Nothing.
Okay, you guys know Kenny's man a few words. Give me a big thumbs up. Leave a comment. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Hopefully we can catch up with Kenny a little more. I know Kenny. All right, here's what we're gonna do. Kenny, I have your GoPro upstairs.
Oh.
Don't leave without it.
Yeah.
Kenny's gonna take his GoPro, and anytime he's doing any work on his Supra, he's gonna film it, and we're gonna upload it on this channel, so we have some Supra content as well. Catch you in the next video. Stay motivated. Keep making those streets louder.